I don't know where I even start right now. Hey, this is Mike Coppolino. I'm a street comedian, and I'm doing a practice session for an album called Jokes for Schizophrenics. This will be the 30th practice session of the series. I'm doing 42 albums, but they're not albums; they're practice sessions. So don't. I don't know how to say shh. I'm too high. Like it's a secret. Anyways, what am I doing right now? Oh, I forgot my microphone. Yeah, I forgot my microphone, so I have to do it a cappella. So I'm going to tell a few jokes right now just to see how a cappella this is, and then keep on going, I guess. This will be a tour as well as an album. It's the 30th album. It's the tour album. It's like the Ponzi tour, Yeah, I just get you interested, and then you give me money, and you think it's significant, and then I escape. I guess that's the album. That'd be a whole album. Hi, how are you? Anyways, where was I going? Oh, I have to tell jokes. All right, so people say the news is fake because people are holograms. I don't believe it. Yeah. I don't believe it. I mean, do I believe the news is fake? Of course I believe the news is fake. I mean, I saw a news story like last year where Kermit the Frog was dating other people. That was a news story that Kermit the Frog, from the Muppets, was dating somebody else. He was dating a younger, slimmer pig. And it made the news, like that him and Miss Piggy were no longer like together, And I saw that, and I thought, wow, can this news be any more imaginary? I mean, right? Because I couldn't believe it, that this was news. But then the next day, it got even crazier. It got crazier. Because the news story the next day was that Kermit the Frog was a sexist. Yeah, Kermit the Frog was a sexist because he was dating a younger, slimmer pig. And everybody was complaining about it, that he had dumped Miss Piggy for a slimmer pig. And that was the news for the next day. And I thought, well, the news was so imaginary yesterday. How could it possibly top it? I mean, it needs to be more imaginary after that. Why do I have to listen to reality? That's reality now? Kermit the Frog isn't a sexist. If anything, Kermit the Frog is a speciesist. He's a speciesist. I mean, why is he still dating pigs? After 30 years, maybe he'd branch out, see some other fabrics. He's a fucking Muppet. He could date whatever he likes. And then the Muppets lasted one season. The new Muppets lasted one season. After that big promo, they did a whole series of the Muppets, getting a divorce and getting back together or whatever. I didn't watch it. But that was the news. That's the news now. I mean, just so you know, that's the news. That's why I think the news is fake. I don't know. There's a lot of reasons I think the news is fake. I mean, it's fake for one side or fake for the other, right? There's two sides of news now. Anyways, that was a joke, right? All right. So, all right, let me tell another joke. All right. So, what's the worst thing about doing cocaine in a bathroom?
I don't know.
You have to smell everything twice as much. Now, actually, it's not seeing your kids on the weekend. That's the worst thing about doing cocaine in a bathroom. But they'd slam the door too fast for it to be funny. Or it was funny. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. There's nothing like two tweakers in a storage locker spraying themselves with cologne while looking for drugs. Except for everything two tweakers does, I guess. I don't know. Everything two tweakers would do in a storage locker. Everything is a storage locker to a tweaker. All right? Ah, man. I do street comedy. This is a comedy album called Jokes for Schizophrenics. So I usually do street comedy, but since I'm unamplified right now, I'm not going to attract any schizophrenics. They're just going to think I'm one of them. Like, usually I'm amplified, and when schizophrenics stroll past me, they hear the amplified noise in a microphone, and they don't know where it's coming from, so they think their medication isn't working, and then they just stop. And that's my audience. You know, that's what it's called, Jokes for Schizophrenics. But now I'm unamplified. This is the acapella album, so I'm just like attracting tweakers. I'm like a big like lamp that's just attracting tweakers. I'm gonna have to tell jokes to tweakers, and I'm gonna have to stutter because I'm in danger. Probably. I don't know. This is the acapella album. I could leave anytime. I can get tired. All right. Anyways, I'll tell like some quick tweaker jokes because I have to like. Tweakers are weird. I'm just saying tweakers are weird. You know, because you can't do a setup for a joke for them. Like, they'll just pay attention, but if you start telling a setup, their minds will outrun the setup. Their minds will just outrun the setup. It'll be like kind of like they'll be listening to the setup, but they'll be thinking of other things. And then when you get to the punchline, they've already thought up like 100 punchlines. So when your punchline doesn't match one of their punchlines, they get disappointed because they feel like they weren't psychic enough. Like, that's how you tell jokes to a tweaker. So you have to be like even faster than they can understand. Like, here's a knock-knock joke for a tweaker. All right, you ready? Knock knock. Oh no, someone's at the door. See, that's a knock knock joke for a tweaker. All right. So why did the tweaker cross the road? Why did tweaker cross the road? Why did the tweaker cross the road? I got so excited. Because his probation officer told him to. Like, there's so many reasons a tweaker can cross the road. But that's funny to tweakers, though, because they haven't been caught yet. Oh, man. So me and my girlfriend got into a huge argument because we're Italian. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. It was stupid. And it was, like, loud because we're Italian. It was like she was saving up for an argument. Like, I was sitting on the toilet, being an Italian, you know, reading a magazine, preparing to go to work. It was 6:30 in the morning. And she kicks the door in like she's been storing up an argument. And she stares at me, and she's got like a mad look in her eyes and an electric razor in her hand. But she's not like using it threateningly or anything, because it doesn't work. And it doesn't work because she's telling me it doesn't work. She's just saying, this doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. I opened it up. There was a thick hair in here. And it was jammed up. Did you use my Lady Norelco? Did you use this? And I said, no, I didn't use it. You know I didn't use it. And then I said, maybe your hairs are thickening up. And then we argued for 15 minutes. Like, we didn't throw anything, but we just chased each other around the house. And it was so stupid. It was a stupid argument because we're in love. And she knows everything about me. And she knows I don't use those tools because I have a phobia. I'm afraid of, like, spinning blades near my junk. And they have interchangeable heads. And they're made in China. And they're made out of plastic. And I've seen a bunch of Clive Barker movies. I grew up in the 80s. Like, there could be a horrible accident. I know. You know, my hairs are pretty thick. So she knows I don't use those tools. You know, I'm like a red-blooded American. I'm a man. You know, but I take care of myself like any man. You know, like any real man. I use a lighter. I use a lighter to manscape because that's manscaping. Yeah, that is, you know, it's manly. Yeah, because you smell like barbecue and chicks really dig it. Yeah. All right. Sure, that's a joke. Also, if you ever have to get to the ass, if you really need to manscape, but you don't want to, be all sensitive about it, you don't have to, prop up a mirror and, go shave your ass with the tools. Because these are shoddy tools also, and you could actually ding yourself doing that. because that's extra dimensional. Like nobody, like you gotta know how to park a boat in order to do something like that. No. If you use a lighter, you don't have to like prop up a mirror or anything. You don't have to look at it. That's the best part. You just have to listen. You just have to listen to the lighter, like shaving yourself, grooming yourself. It's like you know how hair sounds, and then you're smooth. If you do it right. All right. That's another joke. What else am I working on? Oh, I don't know. I have like one-liners like all set up, but I haven't memorized all my one-liners. So I don't know. So I bought a calendar for 40% off. Because it's that time of the year. I bought a calendar for 40% off. I thought I was getting such a great deal, but when I got it home, there was only 7 months in there. Yeah, there's only 7 months in there, so I guess I get what I paid for. How can you complain about that? Oh, man. So I thought I was dying the other day, and then I just realized that Captain Crunch is on sale, and I'm cheap. All right, that's a joke. People keep telling me I live in a bad neighborhood because I live there. But it's not true. I actually live in a bad neighborhood because they sell baseball bats at the liquor store. Actually, it's because I built it myself. Thank you. All right. Oh, what else was I thinking about? Somebody accused me of being a nihilist the other day, and I accused them of getting me. Yeah, I was in an adult bookstore the other day because why else would I exist? Anyways, I walk into this adult bookstore, and there's a guy at the counter, and he's having an argument with the cashier, and he's got this stretched out blow-up doll, like all over the countertop, like all 6 feet of it, and he's trying to return it. He's saying it's defective. He's saying his blow-up doll is defective. And the cashier was trying to give him store credit. And I got closer. I couldn't help it. And they were talking, and the guy was complaining because his blow-up doll had a hair lip. He's saying his blow-up doll had a hair lip, and it was going to cut him. And he wanted to get a full refund. And the cashier was trying to give him a gum job granny. A gum job granny. He's trying to like return it for a gum job granny, which is a blow-up doll that has dentures. And it was like $20 more. But the cashier was going to give him store credit in addition to like the amount he paid already. So he'd just leave with this thing. And I saw that argument going on. I saw this happening. And I had to interject. I was like depressed. So I walked up to him. I said, hey, why start with the face? I mean, why start with the face of your blow-up doll? You're just having sex with a trash bag. Why does any of this matter? And they didn't say anything to me, They didn't. They just, I don't know, I guess they were aroused or something. But if I had a blow-up doll with a defective head, I'd just put it on eBay. I mean, I wouldn't try to return it. I just put it on eBay. I figure like David Fincher and Crispin Glover can get into a bidding war over it, and they could drive up the price. It could be like 10 times the amount of what it would normally cost. Like I'd make a ton of money off of that, especially if like Nicolas Cage got into it. He needed a movie prop. No, but if I really needed to like do that, I'd just Kardashian the blow-up doll. Like if I had to like have sex with a blow-up doll and I had to like earn a living off of it, I would just Kardashian it. Or if I was excited over having sex with a blow-up doll, imagine me in that situation. Won't you? No, I wouldn't. But just saying, if I had to make a movie and I needed to like get out of like Seattle, I might do it. But I would just Kardashian the blow-up doll. You know what a Kardashian is? It's a 72-day period of marriage. Yeah. It also means to fart and queef at the same time. And it also means when you deflate your blow-up doll halfway, roll it up like a tube of toothpaste until you just have the overinflated ass, and then you have sex with it. That's what it also means. That's what Kardashian means. So, I mean, there's a lot of definitions of Kardashian. She's very popular. There's like 135 definitions of Kardashian that are like alternative definitions of, but they're words. It's a word, but they're words if you like define it differently in conversations. I don't know if these jokes are funny, but the show must go on. So, oh man. So I was talking to my financial planner the other day. Anyways, after going over the books, we decided my best option for retirement would be to take enough drugs to hallucinate a condominium. Yeah, that way I could sell the condominium, I could buy more drugs, and then I could hallucinate a 3-bedroom house with a swimming pool. As, you know, it's sound business advice. You know, only trouble is every time I met this financial planner, we kept doing the drugs, and his office was still a coffee shop. So I complained. To him, you know, why is this office still a coffee shop? I mean, if our plan would be working. You know, we should just, like, we should avoid this plan. I know a better plan, in fact. I think we should take enough drugs to hallucinate more drugs. We just stop, like, trying to do that. Just hallucinate more drugs by taking more drugs. But he said we shouldn't do that. But I did it, and now I live in Greeley. All right. So this is, like, the first stage of, like, what I use for, like, recording albums. But this is a cappella. And I've actually had that, like, phone in my hand. So this is just a test of my ego. I had actually, like, had to, like, not fail for a second. So, but this is a small stage. This is a small stage at High Dive. It's the narrow end of the parking lot that's in dispute with the nail salon. They had some very nice graffiti on the stage now. I like that. I feel like I'm responsible, even though I didn't actually draw it. All right, so I'm moving. So I want to check to see what the sound is like in different places while I'm doing a cappella. But I'm also, like, holding the phone in my hand. So eventually I'm going to put the phone in a pocket. I'll put the phone in a pocket and I'll record, but it'll be, like, less sound probably. Also, this is a cracked phone. Like, this is a phone that's on its last legs. So I don't even know if this is recording. If it doesn't record, I'm going to be very disappointed. All right. All right, this is the main stage. Kind of. It's like the largest section of the parking lot. But somebody's on the phone. So I'm pretending to be in a conversation with no one. But not really. I'm just, like, getting away from him so he doesn't have to hear me, like, talk. Have I said this, like, is like a comedy show for tweakers? It kind of is. Like, I'm really attractive right now. No, this is like the main stage. This is like the larger section of the High Dive parking lot. And I usually tell jokes here. But I've already did like a comedy album just now. I did it like 15 minutes. Like, I proved I could feature for somebody good. So I guess that's good enough. What else? Sure. All right, I can't intrude on this guy's conversations. I have to go, like, somewhere else. I'm going to go, like, to the Mutiny stage, which is, if I had a speaker and everything, I would do, like, a comedy show over there. Like, because at least you look like you're trying to do something if you're, like, in front of the Mutiny. It's the Mutiny Café in Denver. So I've recorded several albums in front of the Mutiny because it almost has perfect sound and it has an audience, like, normally. Like, if I want to actually have an audience and project my voice to the audience, which is the bar across the street, I stand in front of the Mutiny Café, and it's a narrow alley, so sound bounces off of there between the two buildings. and it has like perfect sound for stuff. So I performed the album there, and you actually listen to all the street noise and stuff. You can actually hear people laughing and stopping and stuff. So that's my hardest stage to do, because you're actually being polite while you're doing this. So when people walk past, you have to like not talk. You can't just talk in front of a person as they're moving right past you. It's frightening to them. Like, they don't understand what's going on. And that's actually how you attract a lot of schizophrenics. But also you attract a lot of people that are pissed off. So, and anybody can be pissed off. I found that out. So just so you know, this is traffic noise, by the way. This is the constant thing I have to deal with on every album. Traffic noise. Oh man. I'm just trying to get to the mutiny. I'm just trying to get to this stage so you can hear the sound that my albums usually have. This is very disappointing already. Alright, this is like a commercial now. At this point it's a commercial, because I have to wait for this light. This is how long this light is. Like, this is how long the light is if you want to see a show that I normally do every second Saturday at the Mutiny Café. That's right, I have a show. It's at midnight. So technically, it's at 11:59. I'm not going to get run over by this Lyft driver, but it's at 11:59 on Saturday.
Sorry, what?
So that's before Sunday, 11:59 p.m. It's Saturday night at midnight at the Mutiny Café. I have 5 comics that I've picked that are very good and not making any money to do this anyways. So that's what I usually have. And usually a decent crowd. Usually like 40 people. Because they hear me do this stuff for like 2 hours before the show. So, and I hand out flyers. So like any real person, there's a real audience. Because I talk to them and I persuade them to come in. Because what else are they going to do? Anyways, this is a Mutiny side wall here. It's different sound, but not really, because I'm not amplified. I don't actually have the wall to bounce off. So if I bounce off this wall right next to me, it bounces across the street, and then I have perfect sound. And I usually play. Who do I play to? In the summertime, when it's a little warmer, there's homeless people in this little outdoor area next to the chubby cattle. It's kind of. Usually outdoors or inside, depending on how busy the chubby cattle is. So there'll be 3 homeless people. That's part of my audience. There'll be the guy who takes a smoke break at the chubby cattle. The guy that works there who takes a smoke break for 15 minutes. And I play to him sometimes. He gets chunks of stuff. And he doesn't complain. He just does his smoke break. He's a perfect audience. He doesn't complain, he acknowledges my existence, but doesn't laugh. And then there's the bar across the street, which doesn't laugh, but occasionally laughs. That's how it is. There's an outdoor bar, people are sometimes outside. If they hear me, they laugh at it. I have to make them pay attention I have to pretend I don't pay attention. That's how it works. As soon as I pay attention to them, they turn off, because they don't want to be known that anything is happening. Why not? I mean, that's like an intrusion. But anyways, this is new, I guess. This is an art form because of technology. This technology exists, so you might as well use it. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, hello. All right. So anyways, it's the noise is everywhere, right? At this point, it's like, yeah, this is what it is. I like that. But also a conversation went past, so it's like, I couldn't intrude on it. That'd be creepy. It's 3 girls. So you can't do that. But the train whistle is nice. This is around this time they have a train whistle. So I guess I'm like, this is like normal for me now. Like you have several albums where I go out at this time and you know I'm here like on a Sunday at 10:30 or on a Wednesday or something. Usually it's something like that. Like if I'm not going to like an open mic, I'm usually doing this. So there's that thing. This is advertising for in a lot of different ways. So I think that's it. I think that's the 30th like practice album for Jokes for Schizophrenics. I guess I let you know I have a room. I let you know I could tell jokes for 10 minutes and like open up an audience. I don't have that much of an ego. I guess I can give people a little more time. And that's about it. And if you want to perform here, I'm probably gonna like do mostly locals that are like, you know, don't get enough like time. But if you're from out of town, just let me know, you know, and then maybe I can get you up for like 10 minutes. You have to do the same as everybody else, and you have to be like the same tone as everybody else. You can't be like this damn comedy club tone and blow everybody out of the water unless they need to be blown out of the water. Just be funny. That's it. You can project your voice somewhere else, like when it's actually like 300 people and you need to. This is like 30 or 40 people, so you know who I'm talking to, right? Anyways, that's been my time. I've been Mike Coppolino. This is what was the 30th practice session for Jokes for Schizophrenics. There's going to be 11 more practice sessions, and then I'll do the album. It's the 42nd album. This is all practice. So thank you. Hopefully this phone recorded everything. All right. I'm desperate to not do anything about it. All right. Also, this is like what it sounds like if I'm on the coffee cup. Oh, the coffee cup is another different thing. Like I'm actually have to take a shit, so I can't actually do any more comedy. I can't tell any jokes. I can't tell any jokes anymore. But this is what this sounds like when I use the coffee cup. All right. I just announced I have to take a shit at a bookstore. So that's the end of the album. Yeah. I'm like a human being also. Anyways, that's been my time. I'm going to be silent right now and fuck with my phone and hopefully not lose everything. All right? Thank you. Oh.